Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. It's Tuesday, so that means the Gibson demo shop has restocked. There was nothing I was interested in particularly buying today, but there were a few interesting pieces that I wanted to share, including one new prototype. First off here, it looks like they're really continuing on with their custom exclusive finishes. This one is called the Gibson Les Paul Special Sienna Sunset. This one reminds me of the Gibson finish from the 90s called Dark Wine Burst. In fact, this one looks really closely to that double cutaway version that had that same finish. It's kind of cool. I would have preferred it had they just done a straight up burst teardrop shape instead of the rim burst. So they did it on the top. They still have binding. They've got the mother of pearl Gibson logo. It looks like they swapped out the tuners for black tipped ones. That matches really well with the dark border that this thing has going on. But what did they do for the back? Aw, sweet. Interesting choice not to burst the back, but they did the neck. That is a win in my book. So it looks like this one started life as just a regular 2020 style Les Paul Special. That had some pretty badly chewed up binding, but hey, now it's this beautiful thing. How much did they want for this? $1,999, which was a $400 premium over their usual Les Paul specials in TV yellow or the vintage cherry color. It sold within minutes of listing. Next up here, we have a very interesting ES335 prototype. They call this finish espresso. Maybe it looks better in person. It just kind of looks like a trans black with maybe a little bit of browns mixed in. But do you know why this thing is labeled a prototype? Where is our stop bar tailpiece? I love this. I was tempted to buy it, but in order to feature a guitar on my show, I also have to then be able to sell it on and usually make a little bit of money because that's the business aspect of my channel. But the problem was it was listed at $5,199, which is fair for what this is, but I wasn't sure if I could find somebody to pay me more than that. Whoever's making the prices on the demo shop now, they've definitely fine-tuned things to where they pretty much should be. So resellers aren't just buying up stuff and reselling them. So this one, it looks like they've got a little bit of finish going on the binding. There was a ding on the side. It was originally made in late 2017 in the Memphis plant. My only problem is usually a 355 is really fancy and elegant. It's basically like a Les Paul custom version of a 335. You can see here it gets the gold hardware, the ebony fretboard with the block inlays, the custom headstock, all the binding looking great. But this one, it just looks more like a 335. I'm not sure if that was a typo on their part or if they just decided to mess with the headstock and the binding and the inlay scheme. But it is quite fascinating to have a string-through semi-hollowed guitar. Because look, you actually take it all the way through the back. Maybe they took some inspiration off my LP400 idea. Maybe it was initially supposed to have a trapeze tailpiece and it was never finished. So that's why they did this. Or it really did exist in 2017. Who knows? As of the time of recording this, it seems a lot of people feel the same way I do. It's great for an end user, but it has lasted at least 30 minutes on the demo shop. So no guarantees when this video gets posted if it's still there or not. But check this one out. This is a Gibson 50s Les Paul Standard from the original collection. They call it the Fillet of Salmon. Whoever names these things, I love it. I love the creative names because sometimes that taps into people's emotional buying. Yes, I love salmon. I want this in my restaurant or something. But essentially, it's just like a natural with like a very, very slight hue of pink. And you've got a decent flame top going on. I'm not quite sure if this is the reason why it made it to the demo shop, but does that look slightly off center to you guys? Like it's not completely lined up? Maybe it's just the photo angle, who knows? But on top of the unique finish of this one, take a look at that. The pickups they put in here have no pole pieces. I'm curious, is that the Tony Iommi's? Whoa, Burst Bucker 1 and Burst Bucker 2. Was not expecting that. So they've actually modified it so they would have covers that have nothing showing. Interesting. I wonder why they decided to do that. Probably just because they could. But I'm curious if the real reason why this one made it to the demo shop is because of this. They forgot to put a Les Paul model silkscreen on it. This would be a perfect opportunity to get a salmon and just silkscreen it on there or something. Say it's a limited edition or something. But they left the tuners alone on this one. It looks like initially this had a darker finish on it because you can still see the original finish right here. But what kind of scared me away from this one is the finish. doesn't look that good in the cutaway. I'm not sure if something happened here. Maybe the wood grain needed to be sanded down a little bit more, or it's just an unflattering photo. But how much is this? Same price as a brand new one, $24.99. If you're in the market for a 50s Les Paul Standard, I think that's definitely fair. But unfortunately, it has sold. Next up here, I think, is the crown jewel of the collection this time. I was tempted to buy this. So this is a 2016 Gibson Les Paul Custom Lite, the very last year that they produced these in the Gibson Nashville plant. But they've given it a new finish, a sparkle blue. And if you know me, I love my sparkle blues. Not quite as nice as the sparkle blue Les Paul Deluxe, but still kind of cool because this is a highly desirable model that people are paying a lot of money for. But it's important to remember this is a Gibson USA product, not a custom shop. This is a Les Paul Custom Lite, which means it has a thinner body. But they left all the hardware and stuff alone as far as I can tell. This is pretty much the only blue Les Paul Custom Lite I think ever in existence. I mean, there might have been a custom order in the 80s on the original run of these that somebody might have did like bomb a blue or something. But this might be the only one that Gibson has ever produced. But here's the real kicker. It's white on the back. So blue top, normally I associate with like a natural back or also a blue back. But this one started life as one of the 2016 white versions. So there must have been some sort of a blemish on the top that they decided to redo that. And that is what made it so unique in my opinion. So I was about ready to buy this one because it checked all the boxes for me. And it almost looks like it might have a special case here. It's like a gray or a silver exterior, but it was $2,399. I think they probably could have got away with marketing this one as high as $3,000 because somebody would love it. And that's about the top market value for these old Les Paul Custom Lights. Typically though, we're talking 22 to 26. So this was definitely a very fair price for somebody. Is it still available? I'm curious. Nope, it's sold. After I talked it up and looked at it a little bit more, I probably would have just bought that on the spot. But unfortunately, I took too long to decide on that. But that is a cool piece for somebody. And then this thing. I was here, I think maybe 1 or 2 minutes late. I saw this 7-string. I was like, yes, this is finally my time. It's got a flame top. It's beautiful. This is the one I want to review. As soon as I clicked the darn thing, somebody else already got it. Gibson Demo Shop, guys, you are pricing these things way too low. On the used market, they're a solid $25,000 to $3,000. Sometimes even more, especially a beautiful one like this. I want to try Gibson 7-string. I've done the 7-string Flying V a long time ago, but hopefully one of these days out of the demo shop I can get one of these because they always sell instantly because they're selling them too cheap. But it looks like this one made it to the demo shop because it had like a little bit of an imperfection right here on the fretboard, but it still had the original case and it was a 2016 model. Man, that was a beautiful one. It gives me very Slash November Burst vibes. And it looks like it only had minor things wrong with it. Man, can you imagine if Gibson would make a baritone 7-string? That'd be fun. So those were the ones that stood out to me. Let's see, is there anything else interesting? Looks like another SG Deluxe. They do quite a few of those. Not a bad deal on a regular TV Yellow special. Now you can see the premium of them doing a little bit of a custom finish right here versus just selling it as is. That's almost another $1,000 that they're able to make because of that. I think Gibson's definitely found their stride here. So it looks like a modified 61 SG just with different pickups, different plastics. Ooh, a Smokehouse Burst Les Paul Studio, I believe. These are Sweetwater exclusives, and those are, I think, $15.99 brand new, something like that. So not a bad deal if you've been looking for one of those. The 275s are fantastic guitars. You can check out the review and demo if you're interested in that. Looks like a similarly modded 60s Standard and some other pickup swapping down here. And then we have the leftovers from last week, which I'm surprised this Root Beer Standard has lasted so long. Oh man, I didn't even get to see this SG High Performance. That was a great deal at $14.99. Wow, what was wrong with it? Light scratches, hard to read serial number. And there was a Purple Burst ES335. Alright, troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Let me know down in the comments section which one you would have purchased if you would have got to the shop in time. And we will catch you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.